CFA Nation, Gabe.
Nick. Oh, look at this guy. Let me see. Yes.
You're on the right side now, brother. You're on the right side. Oh, man. And we're here to bring you guys another installment of R3 Wickets. Oh, so masterful. I'm telling you, I think that Nick's going to be filling out applications pretty soon to be an umpire, man. Just that would really piss me off. You guys know he loves getting under my skin. One day he's just going to send me a picture of himself in an IPL umpire uniform. Like, that's it. Friendship over.
I'm going to have like a different thing, like where I scratch the side of my eye. That means this is for you, Gabe. I'm going to call the wide when it's not a wide at all. The thing is, the umpires in test, they do it best with that slow finger. I haven't seen the slow finger too much in T20, or maybe I remember it being so exaggerated in test. But anyways, we're going to jump right into this match. We got Kings 11. We have Rajasthan Royals. When this stream started, I put in the description, I always try to think of a few things I want to think about going into the match. And I had said, does Rajasthan Royals have any life left? Does Kings 11, do they show any signs of being human? And do they actually lose a match? And both of those things came to fruition here. This was an exciting match. This was an interesting match. At times we thought it wasn't going to be a match, and then it became a match. Gabe, where do you want to start?
Let me start with the positives, what I liked. All right. I'm going to say it right now, Nick. There was a lot of things to like on both sides, but the thing I liked the most was Chris Archer. Jesus Christ. Jofra Archer. And you know what? Jofra Archer may be a bigger star than Chris Archer, honestly, because I think he has way more cachet. It's just that the name Chris Archer sticks because I'm a big baseball fan. But in any event, man, Jofra Archer, we were giving him love. And I remember you were the very first one to identify him when you watched the show, The Test. And I was like, I hate this guy because he's being my man Smudge, you know what I mean? But watching him play against the West Indies and just watching his talent, I'm like, how could I get it? Like, people want him to be so much greater than he is because he's got the talent. This guy throws 147, kilometers per hour, and it's effortlessly, you know what I mean? But he's still young. And everybody wants to look at the IPL and the purple cap. Well, not all wickets are created equal. Once again, first over, last ball of the first over, my man got a wicket, and it was a huge one. Mandeep Singh, who was going deep the last game, right? Out on a duck, baby. I'm telling you, Archer has half of his wickets. Actually, it's more than half of his wickets this year in that power play. In the power play, that is so huge. You don't give a team a chance, you know what I'm saying, to get started. You don't give a team a chance to get that opening partnership going. And it's so valuable. You came in right as that wicket fell. And I'm telling you, Nick, to me, I think Archer's grossly underrated. And if there's an MVP for the Rajasthan Royals, to me, it's Jofra Archer. That's what I like on the Royal side. What did I like on the Kings 11 side? I mean, do I got to say it? The universe boss. What? It's the universe boss. Bro, he's the man. 99 on 63. I got in my notes right over here. 157 strike rate, Nick. Oh, and by the way, that means he also just got his 1000th maximum. His 1006. Oh, and the 41 or 42-year-old Chris Gale, by the way, what is he, third now in most sixes for the season when he didn't even play the first 6 games? Put some respect on that man's name. Oh, Chris Gale. You know what? He's made me look so good. Even though they finally lost their first game, with him in there. I didn't think they were going to lose this game, and we'll talk about why they lost this game later. But those are the two really just glaring things that popped out to me. Nick, what did you like?
I'm probably going to surprise some people on this one. Obviously, Gale. I mean, that was the first thing on my list. I'm not going to go into that because he already did. I love seeing him do good. I love it absolutely. But I'm going to talk about Nicholas Puran, because he was someone that you were more vocal about not being impressed with. But I was thinking the same thing earlier this IPL season. I'm like, I don't sweat this guy at all. I sweat this guy a whole lot. We knew coming in he had a high strike rate, and he continued to do that. And you can say, but he only got 22. Nick, you love the 50s. You love the 100s. You love the batting. And I do. And he had a great batting day. 10 balls is all he saw. 10 balls is all he saw. He got 3 sixes, 22 runs, a 220 strike rate. Once again, that high strike rate. You mentioned Gale. Perron's second on that maximum sixes list, one behind Sampson. This guy, the reason why I like him so much in this match and so many other matches, not to mention this guy's a great fielder, right? But the thing I love about this guy in this match is, yes, he went down from Tawadia, got caught by Stokes, but he had 10 balls. He got 22 runs. That high strike rate in T20 is huge, especially when you're coming in near the end of the match. Just get us runs. Just get us runs. We have other batters. You know, you got Maxwell coming, you got Huda coming. They only saw 7 more balls after that, right? At some point, it's not like they saw a lot of balls. But if you're going to see 10 balls, you might as well get that high strike rate. They got to 185. We thought that was more than enough. I thought that was more than enough. I think you were more confident that Roger Storm Rose could chase. I was like, in my mind, there's no way. You're not chasing 185. I don't care where you're at. And so I thought I liked that a lot. I like what Perron did. He gave his team exactly what they needed. They just fell a little too short. What did I like on the Royals side? The Royals, I'm going to do the cheap, easy way out, and I'm going to say all the batsmen. I mean, I've never seen a line like this that I can remember this season in the IPL. Uthappa 30, Stokes 50, Sampson 48, Steve Smith 31, Josh Butler 22. All of them had a strike rate over 130. And all besides Uthappa had a strike rate over 150. 3 of the guys were almost at 200. That's what you got to do with the balls that you got to see. They chased this in the 18th over, in the middle of the 18th over, right? In the middle of it, 17.3. It was effortless, and they made 185 look like 145. Everybody did their job. At one point, Uthappa was playing test, but he picked it up. Stokes was in there for just 26 balls, got his 50, and he pieced out. Sometimes you're not going to get that 100. You get those 50s, it's amazing. Sampson got 48. He was beautiful. He was phenomenal. Like to see him bounce back. Every single person, even Smudgy, right? Josh, but they all came in with huge hits. This, and I'm going to get to this part again in what I learned, but this is exactly what you need in a performance like this when you're chasing 185. I loved everything about the batsman. How can you not? It was such a delicious thing to see. And let me just give a quick nod to my man Stokes in particular. Not just for the 50, but he got 2 wickets. He caught 2 balls, I believe, or something like that. Or 1 ball at least. No, caught 2 balls. He got 1 for Archer, 1 for Tawadia. This guy was everywhere. This is the guy that we fell in love with before the injury, before the family situation. And he is back. Watch out, international game, because Stokes is back. Gabe, that's what I liked.
I mean, and just to kind of just piggyback on what you were saying, the last 2 games, Stokes has played out of his mind. He's directly been responsible for both wins. 107 in the last game. Today, 50, got out of there real quick, but don't forget, he got 2 wickets. And like you said, that catch for Chris Archer on that edge, oh yeah, that was Stokes right away. I mean, this guy, he was everywhere. He was everywhere today. Sir Ben Stokes, amazing.
And you were worried because he went for that one, he tried to get that one save, he landed on his head. Man bounced back up and got a 50 after that.
You know, what's crazy is, too, as I was looking at my squad, and of course he was on my team, you know, humble brag, I had him as a vice captain. As I'm looking at the team, man, and I'm like, you know what, Ben Stokes is a soldier. And the most impressive to me was Smudge, bro, because if Smudge doesn't do what he does, then, yeah, Butler probably comes in, but the game's still a lot closer, and you don't trust anybody after those guys. Can Tawadia and Archer go out there and rake? Yes, but is it guaranteed? No. But Smudge finally did his job. Somebody said today he's got a baby on the way. I'm not sure how true that is, but the guy just pulled out of the Big Bash, okay? So obviously he's got other things on his mind that aren't test related. You know what I mean? Who knows? I mean, a friend of mine's recently had a baby, and it's such a different situation where now at the hospitals, you know what I'm saying? It's not like before where everybody can go and family, it's limited. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this is crazy. Actually, Savannah's brother, my brother-in-law Sal, you know Sal, they had theirs, I mean, way earlier in COVID, you know, their baby's like 6 months old now, but you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, honestly, it's just a different world. So who knows what's going on with him? But we've been saying it. He hasn't been right. Today, he showed that Smudgy. It was 30, what was it? 31 on 20, 155 strike rate, 31 no out. and he was taking those Steve Smith cuts, those awkward shots I fell in love with that are indefensible. He's just out there, being creative, and that's who he is. So I was so happy to see that. What did I learn? Nick, I learned that.
What about dislike?
Oh, disliked. What did I dislike? Oops, I almost jumped to what I learned. What did I dislike? Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna go right. This loss for Kings 11 is not on the universe balls. If you want to argue a little bit about KO Raul's strike rate because it was only 112, 46, 41, okay, fine. But the guy still got 46 runs. They're batting 185 should be enough, people. 185 should be enough. But when every one of your bowlers got lit up like Christmas tree, with the exception of Bishnoi, every one of them, there's a problem. And I said it before. What did I say, Nick? What has to happen in order for this team to win a championship? They need to get a real wicket taker and another guy. And listen, I'm not being disparaging of Muhammad Shami, but he leaks runs. Today. He leaked runs. 3 overs, 36 runs. 12 economy rate. They didn't have one other guy. There's one guy I'm not even allowed to mention. I signed an NDA. Okay? I signed an NDA that I'm not allowed to mention. Maybe Nick will. But are you kidding me? Everybody's above 10, bro. It was only guys Bishnoi. If I'm Bishnoi, I'm not even going by any of those guys' lockers. I don't want anything of what they got. It could be contagious. Ooh, those guys were getting lit up like Christmas tree. The only reason that nobody hit the hootie line, well, only one guy went up to 4 overs. They had other guys in the high 40s, other guys in the high 30s, and they only had 3 overs. This was not pretty, Nick. Can we get a little Cottrell? I'm saying hashtag free Cottrell. Hashtag free Cottrell. That's a new thing. Because okay, he got lit up for what was it, 50 runs or whatever? Other guys are
something like that. I guarantee you see him in the next match. That's my prediction. You see him in the next match.
I've been calling from. Okay, look at his. Yeah, he got lit up by Tawadia for like 50 runs or whatever it was, 57 runs. Guys got lit up today. Guys been lit up on this team. Can we get a little Cottrell? Just saying. Hashtag free Cottrell. That's what I did not like. What did I not like on the Roger Star Royals? Archer comes in, gets a wicket real quick. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. And I'm like, okay. Then he gets another over. Then you don't see Archer till the middle overs. And then in the end, I don't like how they use him. If he's so effective, especially early on, get those wickets. Those top 3 or 4 guys are what matters. Forget about the death overs. Those top 3 or 4 guys matter. If I get 2 wickets in my 4 overs and I take in your 1 and 2 batsmen, I've done my job. What if I take in those 4 overs 3 wickets? You know what I'm saying? I was calling for bring Archer back. No, be honest. When your guy is facing Archer, we were talking about this, Nick, in the stream. Are you ever comfortable? You know, no, I don't want my guy on strike with Archer.
No, but I think there's different trains of thought here. One, he's obviously so valuable to the team that he opens the game, he closes the game. That's super, super special. 2, it's been working out pretty good for him with the economy rate, so maybe he enjoys having that rest on that arm when he's throwing those bullets and getting those 15 overs off. I don't know.
You know what? I never thought about that. Maybe that's what keeps him fresh, not bowling them back to back to back like that. Possibly. That there's an argument to be said for that. But you understand what I'm saying? For most teams, if you take their top 2 bowlers, their batsmen, they're in trouble. And we've seen it. Let's say Sunrisers. Can they win a game when Warner goes down or Burstow, who just got dropped, goes down? No, it just doesn't. It's only happened one time this year. You know what I mean? And even Kings 11, now that they got Universe Boss, they got some consistency. But earlier on, whenever KL Raul went down early and Argawal went down early, this team was in trouble because all they had was Perron. So I just think that you use your bullets early. But most teams are like that. You're right. They throw their best guys out there for 1 or 2 overs, and then they wait till the death overs. My point is sometimes in the death overs, the game's already far gone, Nick. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get to the death overs, you know what I mean? It's out of reach, man. But to me, that's what I did not like. Nick, what didn't you like, my friend?
You know, there's so many arguments we can make with that. I mean, even like what you said, I understand what you're saying about keeping him or using him early, because if you're out of it, then you're out of it. But if I'm out of it and I'm going to lose, then I'm going to lose. But if I have a chance to win and I don't have Archer, I mean, there's different ways of looking at it. What did I not like from Kings 11? What I did not like, and I'm not even going to mention Mandeep. I'm not even going to mention him. He went out for a duck because you had Chris Gale. If Mandeep goes in there longer, maybe Chris Gale can't do Chris Galean things. Who knows? And then everyone, 185 should be more than enough, right? I'm not going to mention KRL, like you said, high strike rate, but that's all hindsight, or low strike rate. But I am going to mention a man named Jordan, all right?
Yes!
I'm going to mention a man named Jordan. I mean, let's look at this guy's overs. He was not the difference maker besides 1 over. Let me get to that 1 over. Here we go. All right, Chris Jordan. We didn't see him till the 10th last time, and that was a beautiful formula. We saw him in the 6th here. He got a wicket. What else is new? But he gave up 12 runs. 12 runs and 1 over. That was not the Chris Jordan we've seen the last few matches. We see him again in the 14th, and 11 runs there, 12 runs there. Then we see him in the 16th. He had a really good over, and then he gave that 6. That 6 was killer. He had a great over, 2 dots, a leg, 3, and then that 6 killed. And then my man comes in the 18th, which was the last over of the match. Not only does he start off with a wide and then a 6, we see him prone to those wides. He loses the match on a wide. Now, does it matter? No, because they would have got that run within 15 balls. But the man loses the match on a wide. I don't understand that strategy unless you just missed the mark. There's no point of being cute. You're not going to throw that perfect ball where it's not wide, but it's away from the batter. You're not going to throw that 15 times. You can't control what the other bowlers do. I understand it's out of it. I'm not going to crush him for it. But let's look at the overall numbers for your man, Chris Jordan. Didn't get to 4 overs, 44 runs. He was in line for the Hootie line. He had the highest economy rate, and we had some bad economy rates today for Kings 11. He was not the Chris Jordan that we know and love that Gabe is obsessed about. I think he has to go to the bathroom right now, Gabe does. He looks like he's struggling, but I did not like Jordan.
I'm just glad you got it out for me because it was pent up inside. And I'm like, oh, gosh, please, Nick, please. You know what? I'll take back every mean thing I ever said about you. Oh, whew. I couldn't hold it in.
And Chris Jordan, don't feel bad because he says more mean things about me than you. And it's all in love, so don't worry about it. Rajasthan Royals, we're still on the bowling here, guys. We're still on the bowling. 2 guys at 47 runs. 2 guys, by my math, bump. That's 94 runs. That's 94 runs. That's more than half of the entire team. 2 guys, 94 runs. If they had a competition and said, there's no way we give up 90 between the 2 of us. Yeah, you're right, because you gave 94. These guys gave up so many runs. 2 bowlers, Aaron and Tyagi. And Aaron's a guy you brought in. And who they replaced, bring Aaron in? Remind me.
They replaced the other kid that got lit up last time.
Unicat. Okay, now I'm not gonna say that he got 47 because yes, he did. But it's just a bad decision, right? And this has been Smudgy's entire season. You take 1 step forward, 2 steps back sometimes. There's other guys than just Aaron left in the cupboard, right? You bring in Aaron, it didn't really work out too well. It didn't work out too well at all. These 2 guys, and Tiagi's been in line for that Emerging Player of the Year award. He did not have a good match. No wickets between the 2 of them. This was a situation where you allowed 185 runs, and 2 of your 6 bowlers that bowled today at 40% of all the overs, they gave up half of your runs. I did not like that at all, but I'm not going to stay in negative land. Overall, this was a fun match. Overall, this was a decent match. Gabe, what did you learn?
Bottom line, man, I learned that the IPL is unpredictable. I thought that Kings 11, and I mean, they're still in the playoff. They're in that 4th seed. Do I feel comfortable about it? Not unless, and I mentioned this last time, they need Cottrell. They absolutely need him. I possibly buried KKR's chances 1 game too early because now they're still in it, and hopefully they get in. That's my squad. I want them to get in. That's the mistress. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's by default. But I learned that the last week, Nick, is going to be so much fun. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. So much pressure. You know who really has no pressure on them? You know who has no pressure on them?
Mumbai, baby.
Not even Mumbai.
MCSK.
CSK. No pressure. We get to go out and play spoilers. Whose day are we gonna mess up? Okay, honestly, when you go out and you got nothing to lose, you know what I mean. Pressure's on the other guy. Pressure's on the other guy, and you're like, oh, let me come out here and just see if I could ruin your playoff chance. I actually love playing the spoiler from time to time because it's like, you know what? My season went bad, and misery loves company. So come join us in the basement. Come join us in the basement. Who's going to join us out of the playoffs? Can we make it happen? It'd be so much fun. But, Nick, what did you learn?
All right, that's it, huh? That was what you learned?
That's it, bro.
Sweet. I love it. All right. You know, I love that. Okay, so what I learned is Rajasthan Royals, hear me out, okay? On the batsman side, hear me out. I learned today, after seeing what they have and the potential they have, they can be right there with the Mumbai Indians as far as a batsman squad where you got bam, 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 all these guys that you have to worry about and stress about. They have that potential. Mumbai has seen that potential through so many times. They've had some clunkers and some stinkers, but so many times Rajasthan has not. But they have that kind of dangerous squad on their hands. And like I said last time with the Knight Riders, I don't know what this team is doing. You have those kind of weapons on your side. I mean, Sanju Samson, this guy is one of the wreckers when he wants to be. And I'm not saying he's not trying. That's not what I'm saying. But this is just a phrase. It's just a way of saying something, right? That's what I learned on the Rajasthan Royals side is these guys can compete with anybody. They had a 185 put on them, and they said, don't worry about it. We don't need to worry about the evil 19th over because we're going to take care of them the 18th over. That was really impressive. And then Kings 11. Hear me out on this one. You mentioned Shami already. This guy is way above class, right? This guy is pure class. This guy is a great bowler. For the most part, he's always been their best bowler. The few times then Jordan wasn't, right? But I have realized and I have learned with Kings 11 on the bowling side, he's their heartbeat. And when Shami's not right, it's going to be a long day. And we just hopefully we're bowling first and we can just see what that grand total is and we can just chase it. He is their heartbeat. He is their heart and soul. And when he's not right, who are you going to turn to? You got to hope for Jordan. And Jordan is a really good bowler. He really is. He's got so much talent, but he's not consistent, right? Neither is other guys on this squad. It's not just Jordan. So when Shami, when we look at Shami, oh man, he's giving up 40 today. What are we going to do? He is their heartbeat. He only gave up 36, but he only had 3 overs. They didn't even use my man for a 4th over. They didn't even use him for a 4th over. Oh, wait, they didn't need to because the team chased already, right? The team chased. And maybe that's your exact point with Archer. Don't save him for the end because you may not have those bolts. But Shami wasn't too effective today. He had the 2nd highest economy rate from his squad. So that's what I learned. This guy is their heart and soul. Shami needs to be able to be consistent, get those wickets at least. You can't give a lot of runs and get no wickets and hope to be there at the end. Kings 11 should have won this match. They had 185. The Royals said not so fast. It's a beautiful match. It was a waste of a Chris Gale performance, but it makes it more exciting for the points table. I'm so excited about it. My prediction still is that Kings 11 is going to be there at the end. With all this craziness, no one's going to get up there, but you just never know. That's why they play the games. Gabe, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts is this. In the last week, I think that you got to really look at 2 things. What team solidifies its batting order? And I think that, while the Kings 11 has pretty much been solidified, all right, where I'm expecting Argowal to make a return, but maybe not, because even without Argowal, they're still putting up huge runs, right? You still see them tinkering with Steve Smith. Is he batting 5th? If he's batting 6th, you know what I'm saying? Just like you still see them tinkering. You see, like you mentioned, the lineup is different every single time for the Knight Riders. The Knight Riders drive me, and they're my squad. They drive me absolutely nuts. I'm convinced Tripathi did something to somebody. He went out with somebody's daughter, forgot to call her. I don't know. He didn't send the boss Christmas cookies. I don't know, something. Because, bro, I don't understand why they keep taking him out of the opening partnership. He was there for 2 games. 1 game he was great. 1 game he wasn't. get some consistency. You saw that with Gaikwad, right? Gaikwad came, first game did not play well. Next 2 games, he got 50s. You need consistency. And I mean, when you don't have a consistent batting order, I think that the teams that keep making all these changes are going to struggle the most going down the line. You know what I'm saying, Nick? So, I mean, we'll see what happens, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it.
Oh, can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 matches from my count left. 4 days of cricket. We'll be back here tomorrow for another full live stream. For me, 1 match. For Gabe, 2, because he's a maniac. I don't want to speak for Gabe. Maybe not 2, but I'm assuming 2. That's what he always does. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to be nice to one another. And until next time.
Got 6 runs.
All right, 25 minutes.